Hello friends, my name is Sybil Sixpence and today I'm going to show you how to build this blooming floral cottage in Minecraft. For this build, I am using Mizuno 16 Craft Resource Pack along with the Floral Enchantment mod for all of these soft floral details. This cottage needs a 19 by 11 space, so grab your materials, mark out your footprint, and let's get started. So I actually found my space between the meadows and the floral biome, and I just used a water pail, cleared it out, did a little bit of terraforming, and found me a nice beautiful place. The floor plan looks like it's 2 rooms. You got a 15 by 11 and a 4 by 7, and I'm trimming that out with mossy brick. I will be adding texture later and filling it in with spruce planks. I am using stripped oak wood to make my corners and then filling it in with calcite. We'll be adding in texture later, but right now we're just getting the skeleton of the house put up. So I've decided to put the river in the backyard. I have thoughts already, and so I'm building a front porch made out of mossy bricks. We'll extend that to the edges of the house and using stripped oak logs as my pillars, and then using spruce slabs for that roofing. So everything still looks pretty flat right here, but that's because I have not gone back to texture, and that's okay, just bear with me, it's coming. So I'm thinking about how the roof is going to look, and I don't want it to be just all going in one direction, so I popped out by 1 block for an extension so we can add kind of like this gable roofing up at the top, which you'll see in just a minute. To add to the height of the porch, I just simply replaced that front row of spruce slabs with spruce trapdoors. With spruce stairs, I'm going to start by having an upside down going stairs and then just creating where I want the points of the roof to be. I'm going to do that on all parts of the roof. Just as a reminder, I am using the Mizuno 16 Craft Pack, and so I like the texture all the way through. It looks really clean. You may have a different texture packs that might offer different varieties. It may look different for you. If you're using vanilla, you may even want to consider adding some textures, because I'm pretty sure, personally, this is just a personal preference, that if I turned off my resource pack, it'd probably look pretty plain to me. But in this texture pack, totally approved. Now that the roof is complete, I can fill in all of the extra space with the calcite. The smaller room is intended to be kind of like this built-in greenhouse, so I'm just using cyan glass and then roofing that with spruce slabs. So here I am just pretty much deciding where my windows are going to be. This big front one does change, putting in the door and the side windows, the back windows, and I'm trimming them out with stripped oak logs. Now it's time to add in the textures. For the calcite, I am going to start mixing in some stripped pale oak wood all over the place. There's kind of no rhyme and reason to this. If it looks like it needs it, I pop one in. And from here I start thinking about what the second floor might look like. Where would those windows be? And I think I do a little bit of adjusting here as well, so where you see them now isn't their final place. I think I close in a couple of blocks and I add in some stairs as well. But fear not, when we get there, I'll definitely mention it. But also for texture, I do add in some mossy cobblestone in the foundation. For my windows, I am going to be using some birch stairs and some orange stained glass panes on both the bottom floor and on the top floor. Of course, no need for stairs in these larger ones that are framed with the stripped oaks. We're just going to be popping in those orange panes right there into the window. So for the chimney that I'm going to have right here, I'm going to have to work that on the inside of the house, but right here, this is where I think it looks like it needs one, and we're going to be using some mossy cobble, mossy bricks, regular cobbles. We're going to put stairs in there as well, and to bring that all together, I usually use some stairs at the top and then put a hay block and a campfire right there at the very top. Makes it really smoky up there. Now the structure of the house is complete. Now it's time for decorating. We're going to be putting some mossy blocks in here and throwing some tulips, some allium. We're going to also start bringing in some of that mod of the month. We're using Floral Enchantment here. The link is in the description. We're going to be using all kinds of those modded features for flowers, since this is a floral house. Right here at the very top, I am using some strip spruce doors and then rounding up that little circle at the top with some more spruce stairs. I'm adding in some mossy blocks and some azalea leaves, the floral and the regular kind, throughout all of the roofing, including the conservatory room of the house, and then bone milling that, of course, if it is a moss, so we have some grass growing up there as well. We definitely want the floral vibe without having just a destroyed overgrowth. I'm loving these floral vines from the Floral Enchantment mod. I am using various colors of them because I am wanting it to look very floral. However, I am going to keep them controlled by using string in the windows. You can also use string in areas that you just don't want the vines to grow, because they'll grow all over. So controlling those vines so we just don't have this complete takeover by the vines, and just adding in those flowers and flower pots, both the clay pots and the regular pots. And for my walk path, I'm going to be using mossy bricks, mossy cobbles, gravel, path, rooted dirt, and coarse dirt. I'm actually going to be using that path mixture all the way around the house as I continue to build throughout the month of May. For my fencing, I am using acacia fencing. It is my favorite fencing in this texture pack, so I use it quite often. My light post is also made out of acacia. I just love the lacy look in between each of the posts. I'm decorating with lilacs and peonies, azalea bushes, both the regular and the floral kind. And I am still continuing to use the Macaw's lights and lamps in this as well, even though it is not the mod of the month or the featured mod that I am showing off this month, but that's okay. I did see there is like a floral brick, so I incorporate that into my walk path as well. I will also include that in my walk path all the way around. Just going around the entire house with some lighting, with some leaves, with some flowers. Okay, so this flower wagon that I'm making right here is actually not part of the build, but it was just kind of like something I thought was really cute. You don't have to have it. It's just simply 2 oak slabs with some warp trap doors and 2 oak trap doors for the wheels, oak fence for the handles, and then I just put some of those mod of the month flowers from the enchantment flower in there. It looks so lush and beautiful. So here we can see the vines are starting to take over. I am using custom heads for some additional flowers that I have already selected. I'm adding those everywhere. The transition between the foundation to the oak logs, I did pop in some barrels. They double as storage. Very useful. Just for adding extra color into the leaves at the top of the house, I am throwing in some lichen everywhere. It does double up as some kind of environmental lighting, which is really nice when it gets dark outside. So Floral Enchantment has like these potted plants that you can add like multiple flowers inside of it. Like you can have 2 poppies or even like the tall plants. I am super excited about having a tall plant in a pot, and that was offered with this particular mod, so that was kind of exciting. Now, because I did clear out this entire space of trees and grass and other flowers that were already in it, now that my house is built, I'm just strategically placing new trees. I am still sticking with the regular biome that was there, which was oak and birch. I did throw in a cherry tree. I think it's just one because I don't want it to be too ornamental, but I did throw that in there as well, just for kicks and giggles, I guess. But maybe you didn't need to add trees, or just use your favorite ones. And there you have it, a beautiful cottage for the florist. But this is just the beginning. Stay tuned and see how I turn this plain land into a full florist plantation with all the builds that bring this world to life. If you enjoyed this build, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow along for more. You can also check out my full build tutorial playlist for more step-by-step builds like this one. Keep it simple, keep it blooming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!